I was even debating if I should even make this video, but I figured why not? Today is January 19th, the official release of The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. If you can't even call it a remaster, it's more like an update. Look, let's be honest about this. Put aside your fanboyistic points of view. Put aside your blue flag over here. Put aside your green flag over here. Put aside your red flag, Nintendo over there. And we'll just use PC Master Race as a yellow flag. Put the yellow flag over there. Okay, put all of that aside. Just push it aside. Okay, take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. So, here we go. Okay, if you already have The Last of Us Part 2, and I assume majority of you have The Last of Us Part 2 on your PlayStation 4, on your PlayStation 5 upgrade 60 FPS, I assume majority of you have it. I don't even know why I'm assuming, because I know that most of you, majority of you, have it, and you do have it. So now that you have this game, and you've been playing this game, you played it so many times, you can have the entire game play in your head, right? Actually, I spent 12 hours a day playing this game when it first came out in 2020 on a PlayStation 4 Pro, on this thing right here. This thing right here, right? The PlayStation 4 Pro, when it first came out. And it was a great experience. It was one of my finest achievements of live streams. I think everybody can agree it was one of my best live streams I have ever done. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. It was great. And I enjoyed it. It was a great experience. I was shocked. I was taken into so many directions. The Last of Us Part 2, it's a masterpiece, a truly remarkable masterpiece. We're not talking about a video game. The game, it's 10 out of 10. Unmatched masterpiece. There's no denying that. What we're talking about is the decision that Naughty Dog made to re-release this game in some sort of a remaster. Now, granted, there's some extra few touches here and there. Granted. But I don't know how many of you are going to notice that difference. Just like people can't tell a difference between 1440p upscale to 4K versus native 4K when you're watching 7 feet away from a television, right? You need a magnifying glass to showcase that difference. And this is what I've been preaching throughout my career in YouTube, throughout my years doing televisions. So you really can't tell that difference. You know how difficult it is to see that difference? So this begs the question, what's the point of this? Other than just a quick cash grab, right? To make people pay for something that they already have. I mean, I already have this game. I have it. I can play it on a PlayStation Now through cloud. I can play it, download it directly on my PlayStation 5, my PlayStation 4 Pro. So it's like I got a variety of different options, right? I can choose to play it on a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4 Pro. I can choose either or. So I have that option. So the question is this. For whom is this then? Well, unless you're really a hardcore fan, right? And there's some hardcore fans out there, granted, and they'll probably buy it, even if it's just a little bit of a gimmick, a slight little difference that they can't tell, but they're gonna claim that they can tell a difference because they want to show their support for this game no matter what. Well, there's another word for that. They're called fanboys. And I don't know what other words to use, I'm sorry, other than fanboys. It's been the word that's being used now for a couple of decades. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're a fan of the game, you're a hardcore fanboy, hey man, it's all good. I have no problem with that. My whole thing is questioning the Naughty Dog, right? And let's question Naughty Dog's decision to do this. How come they couldn't do a proper, like, remake of this game? Why don't you do a remake? Do a proper remake, right? Do like a director's cut remake or something, and use the next generation graphical fidelity engine or something and make it even more better. Put some, like, make it an extended edition, right? An extended edition where we learn more about Joel Miller and his past. What happened between the first game, when the first game ended, and the second game began. Let's learn about that. I know they want to save that for the TV show, and that's fine. But, and the TV show is really kind of screwing this whole thing up, to be honest. You know, it's like, how are we going to match the video game to a TV show? Like, if you're going to save that for the TV show, so then you're kind of screwing up the video game. Then you're leaving out the video game with not much to look forward to, right? So, in my honest opinion, I just feel that this was not necessary. And the only reason they released this is just to make some quick cash grab, because the TV show is not coming out this year. I think it's coming out 2025 January. So what I'm trying to say is this. If you already have the game, I know you can upgrade. There's an upgrade for $10. But why even do that, man? $10, you know, I can think of other things I can do with $10. You know what I mean? I just, look, this is a masterpiece. The Last of Us Part 2, it's a masterpiece, and I love it. But as a masterpiece, it deserves better, dude. When you look at the Last of Us Remaster, the first one, dude, it's night and day difference. It's a major upgrade. The Last of Us Remaster on the first one was the real upgrade. Now we're talking. That's what we want to see. Niel Druckman. You know what I mean? And it's so disappointing. I was really expecting that Niel Druckman was going to give us a new engine. They're going to utilize the new engine that they're going to use for the Last of Us Part 3. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they show us what we can expect to see for the Last of Us Part 3 with the new engine that they're working on? And then utilize that engine as a remaster for the Last of Us Part 2. And where's the multiplayer? They've been talking about the multiplayer. How come you didn't bring the multiplayer? Multiplayer, I would listen. If there was a multiplayer, right now you would see me live streaming playing the multiplayer. I would love to play a multiplayer. I used to play a multiplayer in The Last of Us. You would see me playing the multiplayer today if there was a multiplayer. But unfortunately, they didn't bring the multiplayer. So this is, again, you know, missed opportunity. I like to use this phrase. I use a lot of phrases throughout my YouTube career. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. But the one phrase that I always use is missed opportunity. And this feels that Naughty Dog has missed the opportunity here to really give The Last of Us Part 2 a proper treatment with a multiplayer, you know, as they should have had. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So In closing, here's what I'm going to say. It is a missed opportunity. It is kind of sad that this is where we are. It's all about this. Sadly, I'm sorry. Don't don't blame me, okay? I didn't create this world. I just happen to live in it, just like you. I'm just observing the obvious fact. Let's look at the likes and dislikes ratio. Look at that. Maybe I can zoom in so you guys can see it better. Look at the likes and dislikes ratio. Look at that. 3.5 thousand dislikes. 3.5 thousand dislikes. And why is that? Well, that shows you that people have spoken and they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask for this. Who hit the likes? Well, these are the hardcore fans, fanboys. You know, please don't get triggered. Fanboys is not the word that I have created. It's been around. Millions of people, billions of people are using it. Okay, that's who's clicking 1.2 thousand. Here you got 3.5 thousand dislikes of people who are upset. Like, we deserve better. And you do deserve better. I mean, this game deserves better. The Last of Us Part 2, it's a masterpiece, as a masterpiece that even has influenced the TV show. I mean, this masterpiece deserves better. And where's the multiplayer? I know they have some challenge game called No Return in there. Fine, you know, you get to play a little bit of that. It's like a roguelike type game. But we want multiplayer, man. We want, 8 versus 8, 4 versus 4. We want multiplayer. Bring back the multiplayer. We want to see a new engine that you're currently working on for the Part 3, Neil Druckman. We want to see that here. So that's the reason I'm not playing it. It's like, well, why should I? Somebody asked me, why don't you do Last of Us Part 2? I was like, dude, I already have a successful, one of my best live streams ever, period. Ever. I don't think I'll ever have as great of a live stream as I did in 2020 June. 2020 June was one of my best live streams ever, The Last of Us Part 2. What an amazing experience. So it's like, why should I go back to this? The only way I would go back to it is if they did like a new engine, total makeover, Last of Us Part 2 Remaster. With a director's cut, extended cut, we learn more about Joe Miller, what happened between the Part 1, where it ended, and that gap between the Part 1 and the beginning of Part 2. So we can learn more about Joel Miller and relationship between Ellie and his brother and this woman that he was dating, that we briefly saw her in the game. I think they showed her a little bit, like she was like his girlfriend or friend or something, like a friend. We also knew he played a lot of guitars. He designed the guitars, and he loves to play guitars. He loves hunting. He loves riding horses. He loves sci-fi horror movies. He likes certain type of music. So they could have explored more on that. I mean, like I said, this is all a missed opportunity, and I think they did this because they want to save that for the TV show, so they can give Pedro Pascal something to work on in the next season of the Last of Us Part 2. So anyway, you look, this is my opinion. Please keep that in mind. I don't want to butcher this video. It's already 15 minutes. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. And looking at the dislikes, this is how a majority of people do feel. So how do you guys feel? Let me know down below. Please be respectful, but leave a comment down below respectfully. Thank you.